Hey guys, welcome to the Chaos Gym. Today we're looking over Jon Eng's top 8 seniors London Intercontinental Yveltal Garbodor list. So Jon is a senior who is one of the best right now in the division, so I decided to interview him. You guys will see him talking a little bit. Great guy, cool kid. This is the list he used. The cards to the left that are covered by the glare are 2 parallel. Looks like there are 9 dark, 4 DCE, 3 Yveltal EX, 2 Garbodor line, 2 Fright Knight, 2 Shaman. Well, overall, the list looks pretty standard as opposed to most Yveltal Garbodor lists. He played a rope as opposed to an Olympia or a Pokemon Center lady, and he talks about that later in the video about how he wishes they were a Pokemon Center lady or an Olympia. But other than that, everything looks super standard in his list. Nothing too crazy, out of this world type of thing. So please be sure to listen to the video. Add Jon on Facebook. Please be sure to like the video. That helps out a lot. And subscribe if you enjoyed it. We should have a couple more interviews up with the senior champ later on this week. And yeah. So thank you so much. Enjoy. Hello everybody. Welcome to the Chaos Gym today. And with me I have Jon Eng, who top 8'd seniors in London. Jon, tell the people some stuff about you.
I've been playing for just under 7 years now. Some of my more notable accomplishments are top 8ing Worlds in 2015 and then top 4ing Nats in 2014, and bubbling both Nats and Worlds this most recent year. And yeah,
Yeah. And Jon is in the seniors division. I don't normally do seniors interviews, but there's like a handful of seniors who are like just on a tear and have been winning or topping almost every event. And like some of them include Sydney Morrisoli, Jon Eng, and Tanner Hurley, who are all close friends of mine. So
Tanner's a monster.
Tanner's on a monsters tear, and
Yeah.
as is Jon. So I decided, I mean, someone's got to give him credit because they'll be hitting the Masters division soon. So I'll bring him in. So, Jon, tell us about the deck you played, why you played it, and a little bit of the process.
So I played Yveltal Garbodor because, in my opinion, it's the best deck in the format. It takes near even matchups everywhere for everything that we expected to be played at London and better. It has the highest skill cap in standard, in my opinion. So if you're really good at playing it, you'll probably do well with it. And yeah, that's about it. Just felt like it's pretty simple. It's like it's so boring. It's Yveltal.
It's fair, yeah, that's why I don't ever play Yveltal because it's boring.
Yeah.
Okay, before I get jump into your rounds, talk about, I guess, the trip out to London. Just talk about the event experience as a whole before, like, your rounds.
Okay, so even before that, so like in preparation for London,
Yeah, sure.
um, your friend from Florida, Justin Kulas, sent me this deck. It was a Mega Audino, and he convinced me it was the play. He had me convinced for a little bit. So he sent me this. I proxied it, and it was actually pretty good. It was beating Yveltal, I was beating Volcanion, and it was beating Mega Guardy. And I was like, all right, this is solid. I'm probably going to end up playing this. And I shot it to my two friends, Matt and Daly, and eventually they started testing it, and they liked it. So we made the decision to buy 12 Aldino EXs and 9 Mega Aldino EXs, and they weren't going to get in on time for London, so we overnighted them, which cost even more money. There was one matchup we didn't test, though. It was Greninja. And we started testing that at League, and it occurred to us we wasted $150. So yeah, that didn't work out. And I had to convince. So basically, if you know me as a player, I always have Eagles in my back pocket. I've played it to the past like 3 events, including London, and cut all of them. So I could play Eagles for the rest of the season and be totally happy. So I had to convince them to play Eagles as well. And then yeah, it was one day before London, and I was like, screw it, we're going to Eagles again.
That's fair.
It's in for another stressful tournament. All of its matchups are super stressful and close. So.
Yeah, yeah. So, how was, like, the flight and stuff out there?
Yeah, so it was about 8 hours. There were no delays or anything like that. It was actually pretty smooth. I slept most of it. My flight was I left at 7:30 p.m. from Baltimore, and I got there at 8 a.m. So if I slept the whole flight, that would have been better for me because I get there in the morning.
That's fair. So, day one, event starting. I know you didn't play on the Friday of the event. That was the day for the
Yeah, I
Masters.
see you guys on Saturday. Yeah.
You're watching the event. How do you feel on Friday, looking around, seeing decks doing stuff? Did you have to turn your deck list on Friday, or you had till Saturday?
We could turn them on Saturday morning. In Masters, there was like little less than 500 people, so when I was walking around, I saw a little bit of everything, which is what I expected at like a sort of nationals type event, I guess, at this point. So, yeah, that just convinced me to play Yveltal even more because in a blind format where there's just so many, when everything's being played, Yveltal is just the way to go.
It's fair. So you're starting up Saturday morning. You hear that there's a little over 100 seniors. How does that make you feel? How are you going into the event?
If I win, I practically won less smaller than American regionals. So, yeah.
All right. So day one, just run me through your rounds.
Round one, I played against someone from Portugal. He was playing Volcanion, which is relatively a good matchup for Yveltal Garb because Garbodor, I can do a bajillion damage to them. They can't do that to me when I have Garbodor out. So that was pretty smooth. Game one, he went off on me. Um, he set up a bunch of Volcanions and stuff. I think he prized Hoopa though, or he didn't play Hoopa or he prized Hoopa because there was no Hoopa in play both games.
Okay.
So yeah, Garbodor did what it was supposed to. Fright Knight softened up Volcanion EXs, and Yveltal did a bajillion damage, and he did 0 damage. So that's about it. Round two. Oh yeah, I played against Primal Kyogre. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I think he played against like another like newer player round one because I don't know if Primal Kyogre got there, but he never set up a Primal Kyogre in game one. So game one, I guess sort of donked him. It took a while though, but he just didn't have anything. In game two, he actually got two Regices set up against me, and with a rough season play, and I had prized both Parallel City.
Yeah, that sounds scary. I don't know how you win that.
So yeah, in my list, I played one Escape Rope, so
Okay.
that definitely helped. So I used that, and then I just did 30 with Pitch Black Spirit early on. Just 30, 30, 30, 30.
Okay.
And then slowly beat him. In round three, I played against Yveltal Garbodor, which I have played an unhealthy amount of times. Like, I have tested that matchup too many times. So I was definitely confident going in. She, in game one, I think that was the game, she opted not to set up Garbodor, which meant I could control how, like, the game went. And, so basically, she would do 60 to my Fright Knight with her Fright Knight. I would do 60 with mine. Then she'd do 60 again. So it wouldn't kill me. But then I would set up my Garbodor and then Fighting Fury Belt. So I would 2-hit her Fright Knight and she'd 3-hit mine. Then after that one play, then it just went my favorite ever since then. Game two, I played really poorly. Actually, I wanted to go for a really cool Flare Ground play. And I was like, okay, well, if I do this, then it's just going to win me the game. And then if I whiff it, I'm drawing like so many cards. I got to get Parallel City so I can just get rid of the Shamans. So in a matter of 2 minutes, I scooped because I didn't hit Flare Grunt or Parallel City, and I had to Sycamore away like two VS Seekers and DCE to try to get into the Parallel City. Oh no, actually I lied. I got the Parallel City, but I didn't get the bench Pokemon to get rid of the Shamans. So in fear that she would Parallel City my Shamans and lock them down, I had to parallel her bench so she couldn't play her own. Then her turn consisted of Delinquent and then Parallel City my Shamans down and locking them in. So I just scooped it up because I did not want to tie at all.
Yeah. That's fair.
So in game three, my turn one was absolutely insane. It ended with me having a Fright Knight active with a Dark, Yveltal EX with a Fury Belt and two Darks on the bench, then a Trubbish with a Floatstone, and from then on, I just like took over. And then in round four, I played against another Yveltal guard. This one was a different list though, sorta. He played like stuff like Yveltal Break and other interesting cards like that.
Okay.
Game one was really back and forth, just like Yveltal Mirror that usually goes. And came out in the end when he ended me to 2, and I got the Lysander on an Yveltal X for game. So that was pretty straightforward. In game two, I actually did something really cool. So he had like 2 prizes to my 6, and he was playing extremely aggressive. And I was like, the only way I'm winning this game is if I deck him out. So he has an Yveltal Break in the active with 2 Dark Energies and a DCE. I enhanced Hammer away the DCE and Team Flare Grunt the Dark Energy. And surprisingly, he just like right after I Team Flare Ground, he just scoops up all his cards because he's out of energies and he prized his Super Rod. So I just would have needed to deck him out, and then
Gotcha.
I had that one. Then in round 5, this is an important round. If I were to win this, I would just need to tie the next 2 rounds, and I'd be in cut for sure because it'd be 5-0-2 because it's 7 rounds. So just for some context, there was 4 4-0s at this point going in round 5. There was me, which was Yveltal Garb, another Yveltal Garb, and then there was a kid from Canada, Michael Wong, who was Yveltal Garb as well. The fourth one was Brilliant Arrow Mega Gardevoir, and
That seems
pairings
like a
go up.
tough matchup.
It's actually not that tough when surprisingly I two of the guy. Sorry, spoilers. But yeah, pairings go up. Neither one of us wanted to hit him, and it was like so it was gonna happen to one of us, and it was me. Game one was interesting. He didn't start Xerneas, so he couldn't Geomancy as early as he wanted to. So that was definitely good for me. Um, I just had gotten damage on both of his Gardevoir EXs that could have potentially become Megas to the point where if I had a big Yveltal with a Fighting Fury belt, I could have killed them after that. So I think I softened them up with like a Y Cyclone, yeah, and Lysanded them up. And if he had tried to attack with any of them, I just would have used an Evil Ball, and it would have done it. Because, yeah, actually, it's that matchup I feel is arguably easier than Despair.
Okay.
And Despair is pretty easy. Like it was surprising. In game two, he gets to a point where he's down to three prizes at end him, and he starts dead drawing, and I'm eventually able to just sweep his field. So yeah, that's about it. Then in round six, so I'm 5-0 at this point. In round six, I just tie with Yveltal Garbodor, and then in round seven, I tie with Yveltal Garbodor again.
Okay, so you're done with day one. You're feeling pretty good going into top eight. Uh,
Uh, yeah.
how do you like? It's like give me a rundown of how you feel after day one.
Pretty good. I'm seated at fourth place. You know, I'm playing against Yveltal Garb in top eight, which I initially like. I've like I said before, I played a lot of that matchup. I'm really confident in how to play it, and yeah. I see. I look at my bracket, and I would have, looking at how everything turned out, I would have played against Yveltal Garbodor all the way through the finals. So, I mean, I'm personally fine with that. But
Okay, so I guess you're now in day two or the final day. So of
yeah,
competition, you've made it to the last pinnacle of. There's like literally like 24 people left in the competition, 8 in each division. Must feels probably pretty good.
yeah,
You're walking out with a ton of points. You're walking out with some good money, all that stuff.
yeah.
All right, talk to us about your top eight match.
So my top eight match, I sit down playing against a player named Kyle Guest from the UK, and in game one, uh, it's sort of back and forth. Like it's similar to game one of round four, where he will tell me, but I pull it out in the end after an end to a small amount, and I can just Lysander for a game. Um, yeah, the Evil Tom Mirror is like really vanilla. It's like if you can do a cool Team Flareground play on them, you'll probably end up winning. If they can do it to you, you're gonna be behind, but you need to like come back from that. In game two, it started out really well. Like I was going second obviously because he opted to go first, and I started Fright Night, which isn't exactly the favorite thing to start in the mirror when you're going second, because you unless you open with Team Flareground and an energy to put on the Fright Night, otherwise it's not gonna be of much use because they're gonna evil ball it, and you're only gonna get like at most like one attack out of it, which isn't very good. So I established my Fright Night with a Dark and a DCE, and he ends me into the most atrocious hand ever. And it's like a really bad hand, and it has the last. It's like an N at the end of it, so I can put all the resources back in, so I don't have to discard them with like Sycamore or something like that. But I end, and literally all I need to do is get like a bench Pokemon, so I don't get benched, and I with Ultra Ball or a bench Pokemon, so he just ends it right there. So I scoop it up, and I'm like, "There's no way this is gonna happen a second time. It's fine. We're gonna open with my 7 cards in my hand in game three. It's gonna be like mediocre to good, and then we're just gonna win. Then we're gonna like go through top four, win that one, and then we have the tournament down, right? No, I started a Shaman. So I drew my first 6 cards, and it was like nothing I could have used, and I was like seventh card, and it was a Shaman. Then I was like, oh no, and I was going first, which is even worse. So if I like pass, he's gonna know not to end me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my 2 draws from there, the 2 turns that I had to get out of it, the Shaman with the dead hand start, I didn't get anything from those. So, yeah, that was the end of my tournament.
Yeah, top eight's not bad. I
Yeah,
mean, you can't complain that much, even though it was like a small. It was pretty much small states. Um,
yeah.
if you could go back, change anything about your deck, would you?
I would definitely play Pokemon Center Lady. I don't know why I didn't play it in the first place. I prioritized escape rope more because I personally thought after looking at Masters Day one, this is something I did gain from seeing them play on Friday. There was a lot of decks that just like threw Jolteon EX into them, and of course that's bad for Yveltal. Um, I mean, I play Team Flare Grunt and Enhanced Hammer, which would help with that. But escape rope, I can escape rope then Lysander back up and then kill the Jolteon. But I ran into like zero Jolteon. So, oh, also against Greninja, you can escape rope around bursting balloons, which
Hmm.
helps. And I hit zero of that, like none of that either. So
Yeah, I heard Greninja was kind of popular, but like, I mean, I thought it would be popular for the least most part.
yeah, there was the Greninja and cut for seniors. I just didn't hit it. So
Yeah. All right, so tournament's done. You're back from London. How was the event outside of the game? Like, what did you do? Tourism, whatever. Talk about that a little bit.
um, I didn't really do any touristy stuff except for on Thursday, which was the day we got there. We got there at 8 a.m. in the morning, at 8 a.m. So we I all day basically I did touristy stuff. Saw the London Eye, went to the London Bridge, and all that other stuff. Otherwise, the tournament was really well run for a tournament of its size. I know it was a little smaller than what a U.S. regionals would be, which is about like 600 match or something like that. But yeah, Europe did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I heard. It looked pretty cool from the stream. Didn't look like there was too many problems. I was enjoying
Yeah,
myself watching. I was a little upset they didn't stream, I guess, the younger divisions finals. Like I thought they'd do that.
yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, they didn't stream us. I don't know. No one cares about us.
Not really, but I mean, they did some pretty cool stuff. I don't know if you like stuck around long enough to watch them stagger all the top 8 Masters matches. That was pretty
Oh
epic.
yeah.
I
Um.
like stayed up all night to watch Grafton lose. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um. For like yeah, like you were saying, for like top 32, all like they streamed all the winning in rounds. So that was like five of them, I think. So
yeah,
yeah.
I can't imagine how like imagine if you were that like in that situation, waiting to see like final pairings and see how it would end. Like
Yeah.
I'd be destroyed inside. Poor Alex, dude.
He made the perfect call for the tournament. I mean, in my opinion, I wouldn't say he deserved to win, but that doesn't mean Prim didn't deserve to win.
No, not at all.
Just
Anything could have happened in cut. Vespiquen is one of those
yeah,
decks where you end up dead drawing occasionally just because you don't have to deck his Pokemon.
yeah,
But on the same token, he made an excellent meta call.
yeah.
Because a
Um,
lot of the top tier players would be playing Yveltal, and I think that stays true throughout the rest of the season. I think, or until next set drops.
yeah. He showed me what he was playing on Friday. I was like, you're either gonna do really, really well, or you're gonna do really, really bad. So hope you run into like seven evil talls, and he did. So
What part of you was like, oh man, that's a Rahul deck right there.
yeah,
The crazy zebras, dude. All right, so I guess I don't really have that many more questions for you. Are you going to be going to Dallas, Athens? What's next on your docket?
well, Dallas, we're working out the details. Georgia, I'm definitely going to. Um, as for big events in another continental potentially in Australia, I might be going to that. I
Yeah, I've
don't
heard
know.
rumors of that. I heard it was coming up soon. Waiting on the
Yeah,
official announcement though. So
I was
Australia would be
really
pretty sick.
yeah I was really hoping they would announce it at the end of this continental.
I thought they would do something like that, like let's see you next time in Australia or whatever.
Yeah. I also think they're gonna do one in Brazil as well. I think that's where they're gonna put it in the South American one.
Yeah, I've heard rumors floating around. I'd be excited to hear about that. I mean, you should be pretty much locked in for a stipend for the next one, more or less.
Well, that it depends on how they work out the
Right,
stipends. They do if they do like the top 16 gets 1,000, top 4 gets whatever. I'm getting money to go to wherever.
right,
But
right.
I've also heard rumors about people who got top 4 at the previous Intercontinental getting a paid trip to the next one. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. Pokemon's weird, but
Well, I
whatever.
mean, yeah. What can you expect? All right. Well, I guess that covers pretty much everything. Thanks, John, for chatting with us. I guess.
Yep.
And yeah, say bye. Any shout outs? Anything?
Shout out to Justin for making me and my friends waste $150 on Audino, but it makes for a great story. I'm gonna tell that like forever now. So that's sort of a positive out of that. Um, thanks for everyone who made this past 5 days amazing. And yeah,
All right. Thank you guys so much, and you can follow John, I guess, on Facebook. Find him there.
okay.
Whatever. All right, be sure to like and subscribe.